Yeah, thank you very much for taking the time out to speak to me today. And of course, massive congratulations on the win last year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good man. So today I really wanted to just have a chat through your experience. Of course, the NECCAs are a great way of recognising the success of the contact centre in the North East. So I really want to have a chat through about your experience in terms of your, of course, nomination last year and of course winning.
Yeah.
So first of all, it'd be great if you just tell us a little bit about you and your role in the organisation.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a contact centre team leader based at Leeds Building Society. We're based on the Cobalt Business Park. So my role, I look after 13 team members at the moment. So that can fluctuate around between anywhere 14 and 12, 13, 14 is normally around the number we manage.
Yeah.
But me specifically, my team look after the social media and the digital offering that we have. So although we have teams who support that, we kind of from a contact center perspective, we give our views and thoughts into the customer experience around our digital offering. We're kind of the experts in that field, should we say. And we also look after our social media platforms for our Twitter and Facebook. So any interaction from our members that come through those channels.
Yeah.
A select few of my team are trained in relation to responding to those. For me as well, I'm also heavily involved with the Society's mental health forum. So this green lanyard that I've got on at the moment, that's just to indicate me as a mental health first aider within the Society.
Yeah, amazing.
So I'm part of that forum, and I also run a men's mental health focus group across the Society as well, linking in with a charity called Andy's Man Club that you might be familiar with. So we're just trying to create that partnership at the moment, but that's kind of that's the main areas that I'm focused on at the moment. Amazing.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And what inspired you last year to make an entry into the 2021 NECCAs?
So it's something that we'd never done before. Contact centre. I think we've done it many moons ago, and we've not done it since.
Yeah.
But it was actually my manager who put me forward for my nomination. So it was really nice to have that from her as a nomination. But we have talked about it. Not only was it my nomination, we had nominations across this the contact centre that we put in. So what we felt like is that we felt like we had a good environment, that we kind of all worked together. There was a nice sense of family feel within the contact centre. And it was just a little bit of testing the waters. We're not really big as in going out externally and seeing what else is out there. And that's probably something that we need to work on ourselves. But it was just nice to see where we kind of compared to others. But I suppose we just wanted to see, it was that testing the water. See, it would be nice to be recognised. We think we do quite a good job, and we get that through colleagues. We get that through colleague feedback and internal surveys and all that sort of stuff. And it's always like we're doing everything we can. So we just wanted to see and make sure that would, from somebody else's perspective, how that would kind of stand up. Could we do anything different? And it was something that allowed us to kind of compare ourselves to others. But for me personally, it was my manager who I was over the moon that she put me forward. It was great. But it was really good that she felt that I could maybe be recognised for the work that I'd done over the last 12 months or so. So it was really, really positive, and it was really well received across the department. And it made kind of across the Society, there was kind of talk about it and well wishes and all that sort of stuff.
Amazing, excellent. And I suppose in terms of anyone sort of think about entering, can you explain how you go about writing the nomination, how you go about the sort of getting involved initially?
Yeah, so in relation to NECCA, what we first joined is a few webinars and a few of those sessions just to get a feel for it and see what we needed to do, what the judges would be looking out for, and it was really insightful. It really did give us a good idea of kind of how we position what we wanted to get across and what the judges were looking for. So that's kind of where we started. We knew we wanted to go in, and we linked in with the website, and Brian, who was the contact, was really, really helpful in pointing us in the right direction and whatnot. But for us to start off, I think those webinars were really, really helpful, just to give us an understanding of what we needed to do, kind of how to position it in the best way, how to get that message across that what we felt internally would come across to somebody external looking inwards. And those webinars allowed us to do it and kind of allowed us to really set the right message, if you like, for those looking in, to kind of to pitch it at the right kind of at the right height, if you like. And the judges, I think, well, they must have been able to understand what we were trying to get across, which is really, really positive. But I think for someone to maybe look, if they're just trying to get an idea of where to start, I would really encourage maybe using that time in those webinars. I apologise, I haven't looked at the schedule this year, but no doubt that those will still be in. And
good.
Yeah, so that was really positive.
Amazing, great. And obviously, the nomination went well. How did it feel to be shortlisted?
It was surprising. It was really surprising. It was really positive. I was over the moon for me personally, and we were lucky enough, not just myself, but across the contact centre, we got quite a few shortlists, which was really, really positive. I think we managed to get 11 shortlisted out of 16 we put through. So it was really, really well received, and it was like everybody was what the expectations were set. With your first one, you might get one or two, just obviously with learning about the process and all that sort of stuff. And for someone going in first time, if someone watching this and they think, well, it'll be the first time, that if we're anything to go by, it doesn't matter if it's your first or your 21st, you've got the same chance. And the judges are very respectful in that manner. They don't just disregard somebody for being at their first time, and that's the way it came across. It was really positive. And it was just really surprising, really well received. I completely didn't expect it. When I came out of my own interview, I thought, I don't know if that went as well as what it could have, but it was really good. And I'm just really thankful that the judges got what they needed from it and kind of understood what I was trying to deliver. And during the process, both the ladies were very understanding and very. They were very easy to talk to and explained very well in their questions that they were asking. So it was just like what we're having now. It was a very easy conversation to have, and you didn't really feel like it was an interview as such. So you felt at ease, and which made what you thought was going to be maybe a stressful process a lot easier. Just by the kind of the persona of the two judges, which was really good.
Amazing. I was going to say, in terms of the sort of judging, you talked about the sort of process, preparation required to go through it.
Yeah, I think so. The preparation for me, I think whatever time you put into it, the time you'll get out of it. And we did put a lot of time in, and me personally, I tried to make sure I was prepped. I wanted to try and give the judges everything that I'd been working on, and just give them a good insight into what we do here and what I've been involved with. But like you say, the process in itself was really straightforward. Both of the judges made you feel very welcoming and very understanding. They went through any questions initially just to make you feel a little bit more relaxed. But the conversation, like I say, it just felt, at the end of the day, you're talking about yourself and what you're doing for an individual award. So it can sometimes it's trying not to worry too much. It's just you being able to articulate what you want in relation to the stuff that you've been involved with or the stuff that you've done. And the judges really kind of pull that out of you as well. If they wanted a little bit more information, they would question a little bit more. And the process as such, it kind of flowed really nicely in relation to how you kind of came in, and they asked the necessary questions after making you feel comfortable, and it just seemed to flow really nicely, and it allowed you to kind of relax and be able to deliver what you wanted to deliver in that situation, where sometimes before you go into it, which is natural, you're nervous and you think you're going to be put under pressure, but it wasn't that. They were simply just wanted to get the best out of you and put you in the best light that they could. So it was really supportive and encouraging in that aspect as well.
Amazing. Of course, fast forward to the awards. You obviously did a great job. You at the awards ceremony. So talk us about this sort of evening, who you're with, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so like I say, we were lucky enough to be shortlisted in quite a few categories, which was fantastic. So there was quite a few of us there. We managed to get 2 tables on the night. So it was a select few. It was some from our management team. We had the head of contact centre there, so my boss was there. and colleagues as well who had been nominated, and even if they hadn't been nominated, people who would maybe for the group awards who had been involved with the interview process were also in attendance, and it was just great. It was very formal, but I think that made it even better. People being able to get dressed up, and everybody, all the men looked like James Bond, which was fantastic, which was really good, which was great, and all the girls and getting dressed up, makeup and dresses and all that sort of stuff. It was really kind of well received, and obviously you enjoy going out and getting dressed up. But when you got there, it was just nice to be able to spend that time, and it may be in a different format to what you would at work, and it's outside of work, but you're also still celebrating what you do. And it was nice. On the evening, there was no expense spared. They had flamethrowers and everything. It was really good. And then I had the lady playing the I think it was the saxophone. She was really good.
She was good, wasn't she? She was really good.
Yeah, she was. So it was really good. And like I say, it was just nice. It was kind of there was a sense of people just being able to relax. And just have a good time, but also be recognised for the fantastic work. We knew why we were there, but to be able to come away with a few wins as we did just made it even more special. So I think from the point of where we were going through for nominations to that point, to be honest, we didn't think we would get there on the evening. And when you did get there, it was kind of just a little bit of surreal, which was nice. It was just a bit of a realization, I think, conversation that you were having was like, even if you didn't win, it's fantastic to be recognised in the company of the people that you were in across contact centres across the Northeast. So it was even in that aspect to be shortlisted or even nominated was fantastic. And I think that was even when people were winning who maybe went from your area, your company or whatever, everybody was still celebrating. And it was the fact that obviously the tough times that we've had with the pandemic and everything, and everybody coming back together was another, I think, kind of everybody was really joyous in that aspect, because I know the year prior to that it was all virtually for obvious reasons. But it was great. It was a fantastic evening, really well received with everybody, and it was fantastic to come away with a couple of awards.
Good. And obviously you won. What did it feel like when your name was called out and you obviously heading up to the stage?
Yeah. So it was especially when obviously when you other categories you're listening and there's others from your company nominated, and you would think, oh, I know they're talking about this person, or I know they're talking about that person. But when it comes to your own category and the presenter's going through the different nominations, and she began to read out, and people on my table were going, that sounds like you, Chris. And I'm just kind of trying to block it out a little bit and just trying to concentrate. Because if I knew if it was me, then the camera was just going to spin straight around on me. So I was trying to retain a little bit. So it was a bit, and as she's reading, your heart starts to beat a bit quicker, and you think, oh, okay, this could be me. But you don't know what you're up against. Not obviously that everybody else who was nominated were nominated for fantastic reasons in their own right. So you're in fantastic company. But as it starts to sound a little bit more like what you do, the excitement starts to build, and then your name's read out, and then it's that journey to the stage, and you think, right, just don't fall over or anything like this, and make sure you get up there.
Oh, camera's on you.
Yeah, that's it. And then you get on the stage, and all the lights are on you, and then because the lights are so bright, you can't really see anything when you're looking out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That was quite a positive. That was probably a positive, to be honest, because then you start answering the questions, and you're trying to not trip yourself up and say something that it might come across wrong or whatever. But it was really good, and the presenter, she made you feel at home and asked you questions to expand on, and it was really good, and it was really positive, and it's not something you get involved with day to day, and these things come around once a year. And if you're lucky enough to, once you put on all the work, and depending on your competition and that you're up against, there's fantastic people in the Northeast and they do some fantastic work. So to be able to get to even nominated, shortlisted, and if you're the winner, it's fantastic feeling, and it just starts off that kind of the night on it even better. I know it was great even just getting there, but that being a winner is fantastic, and it was really it's fantastic. The award hasn't left my side; it's still sitting on my desk.
I was going to say, where is the award? On your desk? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I joked on when the presenter asked "Oh, what are you going to do with the award?" And I joked on because my boss was sitting on the table, so I said, "Oh, I'm just going to put it on my boss's table, just a reminder." And it was really good. But no, it's on my desk, and it's not moved, so it's really great to have it, and to be recognised was fantastic. So yeah, over the moon.
Amazing, amazing. So I suppose fast forward, what advice would you give anyone sort of thinking about making an entry this year?
I suppose it goes back to why we done it, and I think there might be other companies out there and be thinking, should I, shouldn't I? But I think if you believe you're successful internally, that success often leaves clues. So why wouldn't you want to be recognised for the fantastic work that you do internally? And you may recognise that, but go put yourself up against these other organisations. If you don't get to be the winner, that's absolutely fine. You might be able to create some partnerships and understand how one operates compared to the other. But if you've got a great internal kind of benchmark from your colleagues, and they're telling you you're doing such a fantastic job with X, Y, and Z, then it's absolutely worthwhile putting your chance in your arm. And I think just kind of and if you get that far, that's fantastic. And the night itself is great. But it's just worthwhile being recognised for the fantastic work that you'll no doubt do internally. It's really good to be recognised across the sector, if you like, the contact centres, and just about the fantastic work that you do. And this is a great forum to be recognised, which why wouldn't you want to do? Basically, I think it's a great thing to be involved with, and it was very well kind of organised and run all the way throughout. And it's fantastic if you manage to be the winner. It's great.
Amazing, amazing. Well, Joe, thank you very much. Really enjoyed chatting with you. Congrats again. Hopefully we'll see you in the mix again this year. And of course, looking forward to catching up with you again soon.
Cheers, Matt. Thanks for your time, mate.
Cheers, Chris. Speak soon. Thanks very much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.